Check this out.
That's so creepy.
How'd you do that?
Alright, well, in case you couldn't tell, that's just me goofing around. It is April 1st, 2017, which means it's time for my annual April Fool's Day prank video upload. And I noticed a lot of people don't like this based on the hate mail I got, and I think 64 people unsubscribed last April 1st. Which, okay, that's fine, whatever. I just like to goof around and have some fun, so watch out for videos uploaded on October 31st and April 1st, and if they start with this squiggly sign, it's a prank video. Other than that, the rest of my stuff is legit. I do psychokinesis demonstrations on my channel, and I try to upload something new every few weeks. So if you just stumbled onto this video and it's the first video of mine you've seen, there's some real deal stuff on my channel, and this was just a prank video. But actually, that's all the tomfoolery that's going to be in this video. So if you stick around, you might actually learn something. And I'm going to disclose something I've never told anyone before, but I am a licensed parapsychologist. That's right. And I'm going to share some of the stuff I learned in college that's going to reveal some things about you that you probably didn't even know. And I'm going to use some tools, some visual aids and images and things that I've borrowed from a great website that's called opticalillusionist.com. And if you need more time to focus on the images, just simply pause the video. Okay, so no more messing around, let's get right to it. Okay, I need to know your initial response. Is the cylinder facing right or left? If you said the cylinder is facing left, you are a left-minded, analytical, logical-minded type person. And if you saw the cylinder as facing right, you are a right-brain, intuitive, creative-minded person. Okay, and this is an image of a chair facing towards you, but just by simply shifting your perspective, you should be able to make it appear to be a chair facing away from you. And if you're unable to do that, it means you're a self-centered, stubborn, narrow-minded jerk and people don't like you. Okay, and on this one again, we are just shifting our perspective. If all you see is a big blob of white shapes on stuff, you need to just shift your perspective and focus on the black. And some words should appear, and it says Batman. And if you see something other than the words Batman, it means you have glaucoma and you should apply for a medical marijuana card. Okay, so this is a really popular grid image that we use, and the deal with this is as you move your focus around, you should begin to see black dots appearing in the intersections. And if you don't see black dots, it means you're visually retarded because your mother's father was bald. Okay, now normally when we think of focusing, we think of holding still and fixating on an image, but on this exercise we need to shake our head, and you should begin to see an image of a person appear behind the grid. And if this person is of the same gender as you, that means you're gay. And if it's of the opposite gender, it means you're not gay. And on this image we focus entirely on the black dot in the center, and the gray area should diminish and eventually disappear completely. Now if it doesn't disappear completely, it means you are constipated and you need to be drinking at least 3 cups of spinach juice a day, and you need to get your anus parallel with your heels when you go poo. So you should poo outside and squat like a monkey. Okay, now this is the 3 streams image actually created by a cardiologist. And if you see movement in all 3 streams, you're in pretty good shape. Now if you only see intermittent movement, or only 1 or 2 streams are moving, you probably suffer from low blood pressure. And if you see no movement, you're a cheeseburger, french fry eating maniac who's probably going to die of a cardiac arrest before the end of this video. Okay, and this is the last one of these that have to deal with physical attributes. And I don't really recall this one. I think this one, if you see the water moving, you're healthy. And if you don't see the water moving, and don't quote me on this one, I think it means your cat has urinary tract infection. Okay, now these next set of images are used to determine a person's true spiritual and psychological tendencies and attributes. using a method called the ink blot data analysis method, also known as OBIDAM. And you will be amazed at the things these tools can reveal about a person. So let's get started. Okay, this one's called the 4 slithering snakes. And if you see 4 slithering snakes, then you are a beautiful, angelic, divine product of intelligent design, sent here with love and compassion in your heart and a desire to do good things for humanity. And if you don't see 4 slithering snakes, you're just a soulless cosmic accident that evolved from pond scum, and your little monkey brain will never be capable of performing any psychic abilities whatsoever. Okay, now this one's called the Spiral of Life, and if this image appears to be rotating counterclockwise, that means your soul is trapped in an eternal cycle of birth, death, and reincarnation being perpetrated by interdimensional beings that live on the dark side of the moon. And if the image appears to be still, everything is cool and there's no such thing as reincarnation. Okay, this is the famous watermelon patch image created by Dr. Harry Wong. And by moving your focus from one melon to the next, you should be able to make them rotate. And if you do see some rotation, that means your ancestors were frugivores and you just stop eating meat and dairy. And if you don't see any movement at all, it means you suffer from negrophobia, which is the fear of black people. Okay, this one's called reality check. Now, if you see rotation to the left, that means in your reality, the earth is flat and motionless and the sun is circling overhead. And if you see rotation to the right, that means in your reality, the earth is a spinning ball hurtling through infinite space, chasing the sun. Okay, now this one's called migration of the soul. This is a very accurate tool to find out what level of consciousness you're on. So if you stare at this image for a while, and if the birds start rotating to the left, that means the Mandela effect is real and shape-shifting reptilian entities are using HARP and CERN to force your consciousness into some weird reality where the Monopoly Man no longer has a monocle and C-3PO's leg is silver and people can no longer have sex in the city. And if you saw no motion whatsoever, that means the Mandela effect is a load of goose poop and humans are just consume so much fluoride and junk food and television they probably can't even remember their own phone number. This one is called the Circle of Truth. And what you do is you focus intensely on the yellow dot in the center, and the blue dots along the outer ring should start to disappear. And the more dots that disappear, the more psychic you are. And if no dots disappear, you are a transgendered Illuminati clone that was created with Nephilim DNA, and your powers can only be activated if you drink baby blood. Okay, I think I'm going to put a stop to this now. But I did promise you some helpful tools. And actually looking at these type of images and using your powers of perception is a good exercise for learning psychic abilities, but I saved the best for last. Okay, now this looks like a rather ordinary image, and I'm sure you gather by now that you're supposed to make the Ferris wheel turn. And there's more to this than meets the eye, because if you go full screen and dim the lights and get up close to your monitor and stare intently at that blue dot in the middle, if you can keep the Ferris wheel turning for, say, about 3 seconds or more, you will begin to see an image in the very center. And I'm not going to tell you what that image is because I'm going to give you a prize if you can see it. So be the first one to comment and tell me what the image is in the very center of this photo, and I will give you something very special. And I'm going to shut up because it does take a little bit of time to do this one. But just focus intently on the very center and keep those cards turning. Alright, I'm going to shut up and let you give it a try. Now that's funny. Or maybe not. I'm sorry. That may hurt your ears or something. But you guys should have known. I mean, every April Fool's Day video has a jump scare in it. Or at least you guys that are used to my channel. I apologize if you're a newbie. But how could I know that you guys were so afraid of bunnies? I mean, they're just... I had no way of knowing. Of course, I would pay a pretty penny to see some screen captures of your faces when the evil Easter Bunny came to visit you. And speaking of pretty pennies, I have a little bit of an announcement. I know this has been a non-monetized channel since day one, but things are going to have to change. And I'm going to choose my sponsor very, very carefully. And I'm just sticking with a few good products I know I can trust, like the The pet petter, that's a good one. And I don't know how anybody can poop without the potty putter. If you see any products here that you've tried, you trust, you know that are good, let me know, and I'll try to get only good sponsors on this channel. And all right, I don't know how much longer I can continue these shenanigans, so I'm just going to have to wrap it up here and wish you all a happy April Fool's Day 2017. Thanks for watching.